And then you thought it could
be? Yeah, I guess. We're live.
We're live.
We got a little live thingy on the thing.
Hey, everybody.
We can see that we're live. What?
Yep.
Oh, I need to do a little thing, though. Don't you guys worry. You guys...
Be ourselves.
Be ourselves. Hey, how was everybody's Wednesday? Oh, no, it's Thursday. How was everybody's Thursday? Because mine was garbage.
It was cold. It was so cold this morning. I had a Monster in the fridge, right? I drove to work and I had it sitting in the bus while I pre-tripped, which it's like 15 minutes, and it was slush.
Ooh.
From sitting in the bus. That's crazy.
I mean, that'll wake you up, but I don't know if that's worth it.
Yeah.
Holly is in California right now.
What?
And yeah, so I got to wake up early and get her to the airport, which was great. Except that, sure. Well, no, I mean, like, I mean, whatever, it's fine. But yesterday I had a flat tire, and we took my normal car, in to get those fixed, and they weren't able to get it done, so we were running off of one vehicle, and I got to deal with that all by myself today. So I got to do my normal day. I got to deal with the car. I got to get up early and go to the airport. And then at the end of the day, I got to teach 4th grade grammar. Kind of like a last minute, like, surprise, we don't have a sub. We need your help.
That sucks.
Kind of thing. And I was like, okay, I'll help. I am prepared and trained to do this.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, 4th grade grammar, really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that.
There was stuff I realized I didn't like just automatically know and remember.
I mean, you can't know and remember it all. There's too many little silly things.
Right. Like I understand adverbs, but like they broke down adverbs, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, okay, adverbs are this and this and this. I was like, oh. Like, I knew it was this and this, but I don't even know how to approach this. Like you say that an adverb defines intensity. I was like, what does that mean? What do you mean it defines intensity? Well, I know now. I know now. It's like, you can win. You can almost win. You could barely win. You could not even come close to winning. With one word, though.
Right.
Okay.
Paul
says in a message, he says, I'm there in spirit tonight. I'm binging movies for this month's episode for Moose's Monster Mash, I'm assuming.
Yes.
That's all right, Paul, if you listen to this later. So we've been doing these Doctor Who's. These
Doctor Who's on the television sets.
And so we're going to talk a little bit about the most recent episode, season 12 or series 12, episode 3. But we don't think we have a whole ton to say about it. So we'll also hit some news topics and talk about a couple trailers, maybe.
Yeah. And maybe the less said, the better. I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Okay, so what was the name of that episode? Oh, Orphan 55.
Oh, yeah. What did that? Oh, okay. I was like, what did that even mean? But that's the big spoiler.
So
spoiler.
So we weren't too thrilled about episode 1, the season premiere, and then episode 2, it seemed like it was looking up. It's like, you know what? Maybe maybe it's not going to be terrible. Maybe this season will be all right. Oh, this might be one of my least favorite episodes of Doctor Who ever. I was mad. I was actively angry at the end of this episode. I don't recall ever being this disappointed in a Doctor Who episode.
Maybe in Colin Baker's Regeneration, but that's the level we're talking about here.
Yeah, I mean, well, with the classic stuff, it's like I didn't visit the classic stuff till after the new series was running. So it's like, you know what? it's gonna run its course. It's not gonna change. I'm just
Right.
I'll just watch through it. It's fine. Some of it's cheese, some of it's pretty good, some of it's whatever reconstructions.
Some of it's puppets. I mean, socks on your head, and you pretend like they're robots. I mean, whatever.
I see no problem with
it. Was very inventive. So I don't know what people have been saying about this episode online. I don't know the general consensus. It seems like the one thing about this episode I actually didn't mind was the preachy aspect, which is what I imagine a lot of people might complain about.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the preachiness. I think everything else was god awful though, and the way it went about the preachiness was not good either.
Right.
I liked the message. I thought it was the big reveal of what Orphan 55 was, I think, an interesting idea. But that's the extent of it. This was
ham-fisted. It wasn't like it wasn't like I don't know if we're trying to avoid the spoiler or not. Are we ready to spoil this thing already? Because we're not going to talk about it long.
It spoiled itself.
Let's spoil it. We're going to spoil the most recent episode of Doctor Who. It's episode 3. So
they had this opportunity to do a whole Planet of the Apes type thing, but it was like there was no mystery to it. Like they kept like showing it throughout the thing, and so you're just waiting for the doctor to be like, the doctor's like, don't look at that. It's nothing, whatever. Let's keep running away. And then at the end, it's like, wait a minute. Is that Russian?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How dumb are the companions, though? I mean,
pretty dumb. Pretty dumb.
There's a whole Russian planet? Huh?
Have you met Ryan?
Yeah, that's no kidding.
Especially in this episode,
kidding.
Man. It's like any good grace that he's like, I don't know, banked up until this point. It was like, what are you doing? What are you doing in this episode? You make no sense.
He's sucking his thumb. That's what he's doing.
Yeah. Yes. Actually, that was maybe the best part of the whole show. Was that whole little interchange where she's doing first date on the fly. That was maybe one of the better lines of the whole thing too.
Where he got the infection from the I didn't mind that. It started off okay, and then after a while I was like, God, this just seems like a more bland version of the same episode we've seen probably 10 times on this show. And then it just got worse and worse. It just got cringier and cringier. What were you going to say?
It felt like to me like they had the beginning of a show and then like some ideas about some other shows, and then they were like, oh, but we have to make an episode about global warming, so let's just take this, put that there, and then shove these in to fill in the gaps, and then we'll make that an episode. What
would have been a better, more interesting idea for those monsters instead of just them being us? At one point, she said they're like angry trees. I actually would have liked it better if that's what they were. If they were trees, that's what trees evolved to. That would have been at least kind of cool.
You know what else I would have liked? If they had an actual truck instead of a CGI truck that they can't even actually like open doors on because it's not real.
That's so funny. I didn't even catch that. Yeah. Okay.
They did clever editing so that you wouldn't see them get out of the truck.
That's pretty funny. I don't know. Maybe I was just so like, I don't know.
Distracted by the green-haired people.
That's another thing. Doctor Who and really any sci-fi TV show, it's no stranger to stupid looking alien designs. This episode had the worst. The green-haired people looked ridiculous. The woman with the tail.
What did the doctor keep saying? Like, she's totally enamored with that tail too.
Yeah,
she was chasing tail.
Oh boy. The doctor's a furry in her off hours.
Oh no.
That felt like something where they're like, let's give the cosplayers a cool character. But you failed.
No, Doctor Who.
Let's give the furries something to dress up as when they don't want to don the full costume because it's too sweaty.
Bad Doctor Who.
No, dude, this episode is just this actually like the first episode this season we were pretty unhappy. I was pretty unhappy with, but I was like, whatever. I'm gonna keep watching Doctor Who. This is the first episode where it's like I might stop. I'm gonna watch. I'll continue watching this season. I feel like I need to turn my microphone down. I'll continue watching this season, but if there's more like this, man, I might stop until I don't know who's responsible. It's got to be Chibnall, and maybe it's not his fault. Maybe it's interference, but he's the showrunner, so who gets my
yeah. But the worst part to me is I think the doctor checked out. Like she didn't seem very engaged in the show.
Yeah.
Because she knows it's crap too.
It was just such a bland. Doctor Who vacation episodes can be. They're usually okay. It's usually that's like. I mean, it's not. They're never any different than a regular Doctor Who episode. It's just they end up somewhere and stuff happens. But like this one,
some of the Fourth Doctor's holidays are some of my favorite Doctor Who,
mm-hmm.
And even the Sixth Doctor had some fun ones. We're like, oh, we're going on a holiday.
You know what? If I was ever on a holiday and I saw Doctor Who show up, I would leave because I know that I'm gonna die. Like
it's like Murder, She Wrote. It's
like
you only show up when people are about to die. I'm leaving.
Right.
Yeah.
And if me leaving somehow kicks off the whole thing, I'm sorry, but I'm out.
Yeah.
And if you're about to propose to somebody and the doctor shows up, you better propose like that instant because you're not going to survive long enough to actually do it.
Yeah. Why did they even introduce us to that sweet old couple and then just horribly kill them off?
I feel like either the writer had the idea of that line and they were committed to working it in there is like, will you marry me? Next, will someone shoot me? Like, yeah, okay. But it seemed like this just a super lame, lazy reason to push them out of the dome and go get trapped somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. That's basically it, wasn't it? We've got to find him.
Well, weren't people already dying, though, before that?
Lots of people died.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, we didn't see them. They were blips on the little radar that, like, oh, what are those? Those are guests. What happens? Why are they red? They're dead. Like this script. It's just dead.
They didn't even have the cool, little, blue, blue, blue noises from aliens,
And I wanted to say, I kind of like the alien design, but
they remind me of the trolls in Skyrim.
Yeah, kind of. Like it's not a bad costume design, but by the end, of course, it's the thing where it's like, well, you kind of overshow it, but also they look super rubbery. Man, you got to goop that stuff up. Make it. If you got a crappy monster costume, just go alien and just goop it, cover it in just dripping slime, and then that works wonders. I guess that wouldn't have made sense in the environment, but still.
They kept focusing in on the mouth, and it was like, okay, yeah, that's a creepy part of this costume, but also it's clear that maybe you don't want to look at the lower half of the body.
Yeah, that was another thing I was thinking.
Show us a few full body poses and then just cut away.
Mm-hmm. And that's another there's a couple things, like a bunch of them standing out in the wasteland and it's kind of foggy, potentially kind of cool, but it's just something about the production. It was all just too bright lights, too brightly lit. And it's not atmospheric enough. They weren't really that menacing.
And why have practical effects on the monster and not have a truck?
Man,
you're gonna have to rewatch it just for the truck scenes because they're ridiculous.
Hollywood, not Hollywood, BBC, whoever, all of you that make things. I know people think it's cheesy, but man, miniatures were pretty cool. Even if you could tell they're a miniature, it's still kind of cool. I'd rather see an obvious miniature than bad CG.
Some CG is good for some things. Mm-hmm. Get a truck.
Yeah.
It's the one thing that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
I love that. That's your hang up.
Have the prop department gussy up a truck, please.
Yeah.
Okay, so and the social issue of the episode was obviously global warming, and that's not bad. Like I kind of like the idea, but it's handled like so badly, so poorly. It's just like sledgehammer. Like that's how much like taxed and finesse. It was just sledgehammer to the face. Like global warming, you're all gonna turn into monsters. that end scene is awful. Like the doctor, they get back, goes on a tirade, a very accusatory tirade, which is that's fine. It was a bit much, I thought, but I was like, okay, fine, good, whatever.
Right.
I believe in science, so yes, chastise people for global warming.
Sure.
But then it's like, and if you don't, hard cut to cheesy monster out in the desert. It's like
doing like this whole like whatever pose, like screaming at the sun because I'm a monster now.
It's so bad.
And she's yelling this at like 3 people who are never even on the planet. You know, instead of
right.
Right. Oh man.
You know what they should have done? Because I want them to do this one day. I want them to go back to when the Earth explodes, and be on a different ship than the one they were on. You know, the little observatory thing.
Yeah.
From that one episode, they should be on a different one, and they can like comment on, "Oh, we're over in that, or he's over in that other one." You know.
You know, and as wackadoo and bonkers as that episode was, it was still a better like here's how the Earth dies kind of story. You know, like
that was a great episode. Moisturize me. That's freaking fantastic. I love that.
Well, and Billy Piper like sold the whole like enormity of it, and I don't know that the companions got it on this. You know, they were like, "Wait, we're on Earth," and I don't know if they were even adequately mortified.
No, and not only that they were on Earth, that those were people. I mean, you know, they need to be like on the ground flinging poo, or you know, I don't know, freaking out.
Yeah.
It just sunk in what you said. That would be a reaction that would stick with me. If they start like melted to the ground, start flinging poo. Why? You blew it up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have much to say other than this like I don't there's been very disappointing. I mean, listen, we complain about Doctor Who all the time. That's kind of, when we do talk about it, it's a 75% chance that we're complaining about it. I don't remember ever feeling as like angry about the show after the episode was over as when this one ended.
I mean, angry, but for different reasons. I have been. Yeah. Like the show itself was good. I was just angry at what they did. Like when they made 2 doctors and left one with Rose. I'm like, that's not acceptable. You can't do that.
Right.
Well, this one, okay, so I don't remember even what show I was on when I was talking about this, but maybe it was a GCU. But there's like, because I was trying to talk about like why one bad type of movie I find more enjoyable than other bad types of movie. And it's like, there's boring, and this episode was certainly boring, and there's been other episodes that are boring, and there's cringy, and cringy is worse than boring, and this hit a level of cringy that I was just like, it was kind of like, I think I was trying to like, it was a GCU where we were talking about Critters, and the guest on that episode, Jordan from Movie Guys, was like, how because we talked about Critters, and then I gave it a 3-star, and it kind of blew his mind because he was not a fan of Critters. And he's like, how is this better than Leprechaun? And I'm like, oh, this is way better than Leprechaun because, I mean, sure, this is cheesy. It's kind of bad. It's kind of boring. But Leprechaun makes me actively like cringe and roll my eyes and just kind of hate it. It makes me actively hate it because it's so bad. And Doctor Who usually doesn't get to the point where it makes me actively hate it. And this episode did. In the end, when the mom the whole story with the mom and the daughter, and the mom didn't even recognize the daughter. That was a convoluted. What was that even for?
Oh my God. Well, that character in general, like her interactions with Ryan's interactions with her, like, yeah, nothing about it was convincing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get if you want to like terraform the planet to make it livable again and make it, make it into the actual island resort thing. But if there's like killer human-sized, inhabitants of the planet, then maybe, take care of that before you bring guests there.
Yeah, deal with that first.
Yeah, a bit.
But yeah, then the mom character, who for sure would have been dead, pops up again at the end, so that her and her daughter, who apparently she didn't even recognize, are going to go out in a blaze of glory. And then the daughter turns around and gives Ryan the thumb suck, and I'm like,
sorry. It's like a thumbs up, except it's
because the thumb suck thing. Yeah, we don't do thumbs up or thumbs down. We do thumb suck here. And this episode was full thumb suck.
I'll give it 2 thumbs suck.
But like, it was just like the thumb bit at the beginning, like you said, no, that was okay. Like that whole ridiculous scene where the doctor's like pulls the whatever infection thing out of him, is like, you're gonna hallucinate for a bit, and then blah blah blah, and
suck your thumb until you stop hallucinating, and remember, the bats are not real.
Yeah, that was okay. The thumb sucking was okay there, but then like that's her like remember me thing, is like to suck her thumb. No, I won't.
I was okay. So the things that infected them, is that supposed to be part of the human thing? I don't understand that.
The thing that infected, no, that was just like some type of weird technovirus.
Okay, but they kept using the same terms, I thought.
I don't know. Maybe I assume that was part of whatever. Either it was a random virus, or it was part of like her terrorist sabotaging of this place.
Did we ever see the like full circle like point of that? Because like once that virus got into you, it would transform you into something pretty dangerous or something. But I don't think we ever saw that.
Oh,
just suddenly we had these then there were the bad guys, the people that are outside, like those became the new threat. But within the dome, it was the virus, and the virus could do nasty stuff to you. And like he got it from a vending machine. Like anything was fair game to give you the virus. You couldn't even like teleport out. You couldn't even escape, which I think was the point, was to trap them all in here and then take it out.
Yeah, no, I think it was just an excuse to get the doctor into the security broom closet, and then the actual
security broom closet. Yes.
And then that's not even like isn't that what? Oh, the linen closet.
No, it was the linen closet.
And then the actual plot happens.
Yeah.
Then the actual thing that the episode was about starts.
Yeah, see, that's like there's like 3 different shows that they slapped together, man.
And they were all boring.
It was. We were like, yeah, first of all, I'm catching myself checking my phone. Then I'm like, nope, okay, put the phone down, settle in, let's watch this thing, dozing. then actively getting angry because it's like that's not a real truck. And
yeah.
All right. I don't remember what this coming weekend's episode's supposed to be about.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't matter.
We'll watch it just to see.
Well, I'll watch it. I'm not going to stop watching it yet, but man.
Yeah, that was not so good. Third time was not a charm.
No. All right. Well, do we want to move past this and talk about some entertainment news?
Yeah. Yep.
We actually talked about this longer than I thought.
Yeah, me too.
I couldn't read the Taika guy thing because I wouldn't let me read it because I have an ad blocker and I don't shut my ad blocker off, so I just didn't read it.
Oh, interesting. It didn't. I often come across that issue on some of these type of sites, but I don't have that on this one. That's okay. Or maybe I'm looking at a different. I think I have a different article linked in my notes. So,
okay.
It's basically just So the original story, the breaking exclusive, came from Hollywood Reporter,
Mhm.
and apparently, according to sources, this is one of those exclusives where it's like, breaking stories where it's like they have
Twitter.
their special sources. We don't even get to know their sources; they're just sources.
Oh.
So rumor essentially is Taika
Waititi.
Waititi. Sometimes I could say it, sometimes I can't. Has been approached to do a Star Wars movie of some kind. There's not really much more other beyond that, and it's unclear whether this is separate from whatever's being developed by Kevin Feige. Although probably not, right? Like whatever Kevin Feige's arranging, don't you think he'd bring?
You'd think they've already worked together.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, on Thor Ragnarok, and apparently Waititi directed the final episode of season 1 of the Baby Yoda show.
Oh,
Oh,
I
yay.
didn't know that.
I was going to say maybe
Which
he's
I
going to
still
work
haven't
on the
seen.
Baby
So
Yoda.
What'd you say, Melanie?
I said maybe he's going to work on the Baby Yoda show or make a movie for it. A Baby
Maybe.
Yoda movie. Ah,
Was Waititi? That'd be amazing.
yeah.
yeah, I mean, my initial reaction without even reading it was, like headline surfing alone. I was like, I'd watch that.
There's some people that were like that with that. Just everything they do is good, so we watch it.
Mhm.
Why did everybody always keep watching M. Night Shyamalan movies? Because after like the first 3 or something, you should know he's just not any good. But then they just kept making them.
It really was the fourth one that started that really because people were still all about Signs, and Signs, okay, whatever. Signs isn't great. It was The Village that really, when the tide turned for him. But you're right, people did keep watching.
Yeah.
Because okay, with Shyamalan, it's like the dude obviously has talent, so you keep hoping, maybe there'll be another good one. Sometimes there are.
Yeah, I liked Split.
Split was decent. The Visit was pretty good if you remove the final scene because Shyamalan's a cheese ball. But
yeah, when they would just stop letting him write things, maybe it'll be okay.
yeah, give him an editor, somebody like a
Yeah.
script editor, somebody who can like.
Well, that was I feel like that was Lucas's problem with Star Wars towards the end. It was like, really, you didn't need to kick him out. You just needed you needed somebody in charge of him.
He kind of, yeah, but at a certain point, like especially with Lucas, who's gonna
I will.
is he gonna listen?
Me.
I'll make it listen.
But Waititi's the kind of guy though, like everything he touches is good that I've seen.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Jojo Rabbit yet, but it's nominated for a bunch of Oscars and it looks amazing. So, and he made a good Thor movie.
Right.
What more do you want? Thor 1 was miserable.
Yeah.
Thor 2 was okay, but kind of forgettable. And
Boring,
Ragnarok is amazing.
Yeah. I could watch it over and over and over.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so good. Okay. Yeah, there's not much more to this one beyond that, but whatever. Like, that's enough to get me actually kind of interested. Maybe I'll wait. Maybe I won't wait like 3 years before watching whatever Star Wars movie he does. As is the tradition.
Right.
The other bit of news, let's see. Well, let's jump to some of the streaming service stuff. So basically, let's see. I'm reading this from IndieWire. I'm not sure where. This is information that came from an investor meeting for NBC Universal talking about Peacock. What a name! That's
a great idea, NBC. Great idea,
Peacock. So that's the NBC Universal new streaming service, upcoming streaming service, Peacock. We get it. Nobody thinks it's cool.
You're not cool.
But basically, here's more information that, because we've known very little about this. It will launch April 15th for Comcast Xfinity X1 and Flex customers, and have a national launch July 15th. and then international, no date for international launch yet. It will be available in 3 price tiers. The first is Peacock free. I'll call that free cock.
Oh man,
is that bad? Did that
no.
make it a bleepable offense?
I don't know. Nah, I mean,
it's
no, because you're referential here. I don't know what to do with this.
I had to. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it almost killed me too. So
That's right. I mean, it's right there.
And then the second price tier will be $4.99 a month. That'll be called Peacock Premium. Premium.
Oh my God! It just get in. They just keep digging.
Keep
digging.
And then the third and most expensive option will be $9.99 a month, and that is also called Peacock Premium.
So how do you differentiate between the two?
I think the first Peacock Premium.
One Supremium.
Why? Yeah. Why didn't they call it Peacock Premium?
Peacock
Supreme.
Because then it wouldn't have a P. No, it should be like Peacock Premium Plus or something like that.
Peacock Surprise.
Yes, go with that one.
So the free will obviously be ad supported, as will be the $4.99 a month, $99 a month version. The $9.99 will not have ads, so kind of like a Hulu model a little bit.
Right.
I think basically, okay, the pre will offer 7,500 hours of content, basically, like, you know, less shows on the free versus the full library, which will have 15,000 hours of content. Peacock Premium will also stream full seasons of Peacock Originals, while the free version will only have select episodes of original content to pair with its other limited offerings. Now here's
happy. Hate that.
Yeah. You know, yeah, it's
have a whole season.
The first one's free. Get you hooked on these new original shows, like what? Like Heart to Heart, an interview series starring Kevin Hart, or Girls 5 Eva.
Clever.
Yeah, right. Or Girls 5 Eva, a Tina Fey produced comedy about 90s pop girls group. The Capture, a drama thriller. The comedy Lady Parts. The drama Code 404, and Hitman, a racing series. And I guess previously announced was the new another Battlestar Galactica. And then stuff
like a total reboot.
I'm assuming so.
Yeah.
I feel like we probably did that story at some point this summer or something. React at the reboot.
Yeah, again.
And then something called Brave New World and Angeline. Those are two separate things. Okay. I mean, you know, whatever. And then, like, they've got their Law and Order shows, 2.5 Men.
I might have to just get it for Law and Order.
The Office, Parks and Rec, 30 Rock. You know, basically all the Frasier, Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
A lot of those are shows that other people try to get me to watch, but I never do.
Well, I mean, see, none of this sounds that interesting to me, but like in terms of like their backlog catalog, they have like a lot of the most popular shows, modern TV shows. You know, The Office was a big one. That's the one where it's like, oh, NBC's taking The Office back. What's Netflix gonna do? And I'm just like, really? Is it that big of a draw? But apparently for a lot of people it is.
Well, yeah, because it's like a Friends, only better. Because they played it always. It was always on.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, I think that's people like treat it the same way on Netflix. Let's just click that on. It's kind of like passive TV.
Yeah, it's like Antiques Roadshow if you don't have cable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But I guess there's other information. That's the main stuff. Oh, I guess some of the more interesting stuff is if you like the Seth Meyers and Jimmy Fallon talk shows, late night shows, those will actually, I'm assuming this is probably for premium only or whatever they called it, be available for streaming 3.5 hours before they air on TV on the East Coast. So basically, those will be available to stream long before they air, like, later that night in a lot of places.
I just noticed, I'm sorry, this is dumb, that we have a little live countdown thing about this. This makes it feel like a news show. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're seeing the timer. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys, you don't ever get to see like the what do they call it? The back end, the dashboard. What I see.
Mm-hmm.
This is not bad. We're trying a different streaming service, and this is not too bad. It's pretty clean, and the most important thing is it seems to work. It works.
Right.
Yeah, you guys, your mouths match your movements and
yes,
words and things.
That was a big thing. I got tired of like I'd rewatch the videos, or like even while we're streaming, I'd keep an eye on it. It's like Jesse's was never in sync with his voice, and I was like, oh, that's not good. People don't want to watch that.
Right. And our audio, like your audio is coming through really well. Like Skype will kind of digitize out once in a while, and I haven't heard that once. I should probably knock on something wooden.
I have heard you both do it once, but that's it. Just once.
Oh.
So funny, you guys both roboted a little bit shortly after that.
Oh, did I? God, man.
Oh,
I'm getting the call. I don't have work tomorrow.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't. Well,
oh, is it all snowy?
Yeah, it's gonna be poopy.
Oh, hopefully you don't have to go to work either, Melanie.
I won't if he doesn't. I'm probably. I mean, no, I guess maybe they'll close your mountain, not Omaha, but usually if all the other ones do,
like
then Omaha.
Millard is already closed. Elkhorn is closed. Bellevue's closed. I'm not seeing Omaha public yet, but it's
dragging their feet.
Likely to happen soonish.
Yeah.
It'd be weird if all the what would they call those little burbs or whatever
Satellites.
it is?
If
those closed and
it's happened before.
Really?
Yeah. But OPS is dumb. But I understand because there's a lot of kids that are going to be stuck home without anybody there, and they don't have any food and they don't have anything, and it's not really a good idea for them to be there. But it's not really a good idea for them to go to school either, because we're going to get stuck and crash and all that.
They're really like every time I refresh the page, something new is added. Like what just got added: Gretna, Fort Calhoun.
Yay! No school tomorrow.
Yay! So
that kind of sucks, though. I had a charter tomorrow. I was going to make some money.
Oh, even UNO closed. If
UNO closed. Come on, yeah.
Well, snow day for you guys.
Yeah, I'm excited about that because I got up early this morning.
Glad I went and did ran my errands today.
Yeah.
I should check my phone. I bet. Oh wait, you know what? No, they wouldn't have sent me out an email because I was the one who always sent out the emails.
Oh, they don't have a new you to do that thing?
I don't think so.
Okay, let's jump back over here to something a little less local.
Yeah, fair enough.
The last thing I wanted to say about this NBC Peacock business, peacocking around. The only thing that another thing that I think I could see being a positive for them is that you will also have live streaming of 2020 Tokyo Olympics before they air during prime time, like including the opening and closing ceremonies. So people love that stuff. So there you go.
You know what I think they need to do? I think they need to stop being sexist and be peafowl instead of peacocks, because
peafowl.
that is technically they are peafowl, and then it's peacocks and peahens. And
is it really?
Yes, it is.
I did not look at this. I'm learning things. I'm learning how to teach grammar to fourth graders, and I'm learning about peafowl.
Yeah, no more gender inequality, NBC.
Yeah, birds
get with it.
Yeah, birds want to be their own sex too. Maybe.
Okay, the other streaming service news information that kind of came out was about HBO Max, and basically further clarified that so it's HBO Max, but really it's Warner Media. It's NBC Universal, Peacock's gonna be their streaming thing, Disney's got their thing. And HBO Max will be Warner Media's streaming service, but they figured they went with the HBO name because it's got better recognition.
That makes sense.
Yeah. but there was the thing that this is again another one from Hollywood Reporter, I think. But the thing that I kind of latched onto here was basically they still haven't ironed out what's going to become with DC Universe, the DC Universe streaming service, because HBO Max will have at least guaranteed Doom Patrol, and it kind of seems like let's see, and Titans, and apparently there's a Harley Quinn animated series.
Oh yeah, with what's her name from Big Bang Theory, the blonde Penny. She does the voice of Harley Quinn.
Was the original Harley Quinn lady still working?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hire her. She's Harley Quinn. She inspired the character. Anyway,
right.
Like that should be her, especially if it's going to be animated. That should be her job for life.
You'd think,
assuming she would want it.
Yeah, ask her. At least ask her first.
Maybe ask her permission instead of like, you know what, you're doing this.
yeah, that might not go over well.
Stop calling me that.
Maybe she hates doing it. That's why she hasn't revisited the roles. Like, no, I'm tired of it.
So though, it seems like a lot of the shows are going to appear on both services, which seems weird. I have a feeling, I still suspect, I'm glad DC Universe app is still around because I kind of enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. Doom Patrol was awesome, so I enjoyed that quite a bit. Swamp Thing was a disappointment, and Titans was surprisingly entertaining. So, like, I like it, but I have a feeling, especially if those shows are going to appear on HBO Max anyway, they're not going to keep that app around forever.
No. Well, and isn't Doctor Who going there too?
Oh, to HBO Max?
Yeah, eventually, like as far as streaming goes. Because like right now, the whole catalog is on Amazon. But I believe that was announced at one point that Doctor Who was going to be exclusive to HBO Max.
I think you're right. Well, Disney what? I'm going to HBO Max.
Right?
I go where I was about to say I go where the Doctor Who is, but I guess it kind of depends what Doctor Who we're talking about.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then the other thing is like there's a couple shows that are noticeably missing. Oh, I think Friends will have HBO Max will have Friends because we mentioned like popular shows, but there's also been talks of a Friends reunion apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't care less about anything Friends, but that was like one of the biggest shows of the
Holly owns all of the seasons on DVD. It's one of the few shows that we own an entire run of physical media.
Show's huge. People love it.
Yeah.
But there's a few things that are missing that should be in there. The Harry Potter movies, you know, they own that, but that will be missing because of some type of weird deal with NBC Universal. The old Peacockers.
Oh boy, they just keep rearing their ugly head.
So they basically have broadcast TV and digital rights to the films, and the ability to create the Wizarding World of Harry Potter theme parks at Universal Studios. So it won't have those. That's probably a little bit of a hit for them. I thought there was something else. Probably not that important, but. Yeah, whatever. You know, we're getting a little bit of more details about the other streaming services that's not Netflix or Disney. So
maybe all this competition will cause Netflix to slow its roll on, like raising their rates every 6 months.
Yeah, like I mean, I feel like Netflix isn't like they kind of hit. It's a dangerous spiral of like. Raising their rates and then also having all this competition, they're losing customers. But since they're losing customers, like for the first time, they're actually losing customers. They're not having growth. Like they're not getting they're not allowed to rack up the same kind of debt. So that means they're going to have to up the prices. So it feels like they might get sucked into like a horrible cycle of.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, yeah, because they don't have any money.
Thumb suck. Horrible cycle of thumb suck.
Oh no.
We do have a Netflix thing to talk about, and it's getting a little late, so we'll rush through it. the other things I have were just the first Game of Thrones prequel series will likely hit HBO in 2020 or 2022. I'm sorry. And this is not like, apparently the show hasn't even hit like production yet. So whatever, it's pretty early to say. But according to, this is from IndieWire, HBO programming chief Casey Bloys hinted at a possible 2022 air date for the first, what will likely be the first spinoff called House of the Dragons, which is a prequel. And basically, nothing concrete. He just said that his guess is it'll probably air in 22. And this will be based on, which book was it? Fire and Blood. George R.R. Martin book Fire and Blood. And takes place 300 years before the original series and focuses on the rise of House Targaryen. So, yeah.
I would be interested in that one because how'd they get their magic fireproof towers?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, everybody, Game of Thrones, even if you like didn't hate it, like I didn't hate that last season, it was they were obviously rushing through it. It was like midnight and homework's due tomorrow. I don't know why they felt they had to do that, but in general, Game of Thrones was still great. And if we can get like something quality like that, yeah, I'm all for it. The only other thing is, and man, I have not been watching any of this stuff, but slight spoilers for Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, which apparently just concluded.
Man. Yeah.
Did you watch any of this?
Oh no, yeah, I haven't seen the most recent one that has been spoiled. I'm annoyed by the spoilers because it's like there was just like no embargo on this cameo, and it seemed like it was a pretty big deal.
Okay, well, you know what we're gonna spoil then.
Yeah, might as well. It's been spoiled. Like nobody's trying not to.
Okay, so it is surprising, and well, there were apparently lots of cameos. I have not watched any of this stuff, and I'm very interested to watch it. But the one that apparently took everybody by surprise, and me too a bit, was Ezra Miller, his version of the Flash, from the movies, the DC extended universe, cinematic universe, which would never collide with the TV shows. They're not the same. Well, he was in the TV shows. So yeah, the movie Flash ended up talking to the TV show Flash,
which is kind of cool, I think, because there was that whole kerfuffle about why didn't you just cast Grant Gustin as the Flash in the movies? And I kind of felt like there was some merit to that. But this is kind of cool because it's like, no, we're all just as important as each other. Like that's that. Even if they don't actually believe that.
I feel like this is listen, our cinematic universe hasn't panned out like we thought, so what's it matter? These shows are actually doing well.
Right.
People don't absolutely hate these shows, so
right.
And who knows how canon this is, but or is canon even a relevant concept in the cinematic universe at this point?
In this like they're going full Crisis with this thing. It will be something worth watching once it's all done, I think.
I'm super excited.
Yeah, it's they pulled everything DC that they've ever had. The cameos are fair game apparently, but it opens on what's his name, the reporter from Batman, from the original Batman movie.
Vicky Vale?
Not Vicky Vale. No, her partner, the kind of schlubby guy.
Oh, okay. I got his name is like the
you can picture him though.
Yeah.
And it's like they get some deep cuts in there, and it's super fun.
That's awesome. Okay. And then the other thing is like, and this is again kind of spoilery for this cameo, is apparently movie universe Flash didn't have the Flash name until he met TV universe Flash and was like, Flash. So people are like, did the CW's Flash just inspire? Like, is that now canon? Like the CW's Flash inspired cinematic universe Flash to be the Flash.
I kind of love that because that version of the Flash is kind of a dope.
Yeah, he is. Oh, okay. That's that. Let's see. It's almost 9:00. We'll wrap up here in a few minutes. Melanie, did you? What?
We didn't talk about any of the. I thought we were going to talk about the trailers we watched.
Oh, we are. I was about to ask you if you watched the trailers.
Yeah, I did.
Well, I guess it could be 20 minutes from now. We'll wrap. We'll never know.
We don't have school tomorrow.
Oh yeah, you guys don't have school. You guys stay up all night.
Ugh, let's not do that.
Okay, so you did watch the trailers then?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so which one do you guys want to do first?
The not as good one.
Is that Morbius?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I figured. Okay, yeah. So Morbius dropped. For some reason, I don't know why. I was thinking this. I didn't realize this was, in the Sony held properties.
Because Morbius is technically a Spider-Man villain.
Isn't Punisher too, or at least originally wasn't he?
Yeah, originally he was, but
obviously he didn't get.
He spun off into his own thing. Yeah.
I guess if Morbius had a couple of 80s movies with what's his name? God.
Dolph. Yeah.
Oh yes, thank you.
Highlander?
No, not Highlander. Was he in it? No. Okay. Yeah, okay, so I don't know, man. This lead character, he looks real damaged. What do you guys think?
Oh
of
my
it?
god.
I don't know a whole lot about the comic book character of Morbius, except that he's a vampire.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's pulling pretty directly from the comics, and that is he's got a rare blood disease, and so then in order to cure it, you do something terrible that turns you into someone that's addicted to blood now.
What was it you had said in the I'll look it up real quick, Jesse. You had said your comment was, oh, yeah, standard trailers, but we're just enough pop to pique the interest. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I felt about this one. It's like, it doesn't look bad. The trailer for it didn't get me amped, but I was like, yeah, it didn't dissuade me. Sure,
right.
I'd watch this. Looks okay.
And then Batman happened.
And then Batman, although not Batman as
no,
a different Birdman. A different Birdman.
Whoa, yeah, he was. Ooh.
So Vulture's going to be in this.
Yeah, Michael Keaton. Ooh. Yeah, it was like it went from to whoa.
Yeah, I would agree. That did make me more interested in it. Michael Keaton being in it.
Well, and you think about it, that is a confirmed like bridge from the Sony Spider-Man stuff to the MCU, because that was from Homecoming.
Yeah, you're right.
Granted, it's still a Sony property, but that all exists in the MCU.
How does Marvel feel about that? How's Disney feel about this?
This must be part of the deal. Must be.
I liked Vulture. I liked him in that quite a bit.
Me too.
So I hope, man, I still haven't seen the second Spider-Man movie, but I'm still really impressed with the first Spider-Man movie.
It's pretty good. I got Holly to watch it. Was it last night? No, 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago, I got Holly to finally watch it because I have it, and she liked it. Like, she was on board. And the ending, like, that's one of the hallmarks of a really good Marvel movie is you have these after credit scenes. They're really good. And there's just some fun fan service and setting up future movies kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of outrage when they were like, no, you can't end Spider-Man like that, because of the way that this one ends.
Man, in that first Spider-Man where Parker and him, they both realize like who each other are. I guess obviously Spidey realizes first, but man, I like that whole sequence.
Yeah, oh god, that was so well acted too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Melanie, did we get your thoughts on this?
No, but I didn't have a whole lot of them.
Okay.
It looks honestly, it looked kind of not that great to me. I had like a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Is that what that thing's called?
Yeah, League of Extraordinary.
I got that kind of a feel from it, and I'm not that fond of that movie. So
I will say it is weird taking the like traditional movie monster thing and applying it to the applying the superhero template to it. That does seem strange. I don't know how Blade got around it, but I guess it didn't totally. But that was before there was a kind of tried and true superhero movie template to apply to it. But yeah. Oh yeah, we're still gonna get a Blade movie too, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
It was gonna have Wesley Snipes in it.
Nope. Oh. It's gonna have the guy who played what was it? Was he Cottonmouth in the first season of?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I should know his actual name, but I don't. Just like for some reason I couldn't remember Michael Keaton's name through most of that, and he was just Vulture. Or Batman. Or Mr. Mom.
Yeah. Michael Douglas.
Or She Touched My Pepe, Steve.
See, yeah. Oh, speaking of which, have you guys seen the Paul Rudd thing yet? We talked about this.
We saw the first.
That's a show I keep forgetting about. We've watched the first few episodes.
I think it's the first 3.
I love that show. That was great. Like we just binged. I mean, there's not that many episodes, but yeah, we just plowed through on that one.
Thank you for reminding me. That was one of the shows I kept forgetting about. I'm like, isn't there? I know there's some show.
It's because it's my fault, because we watch a show and then I have to go smoke and I sit out there and play on my phone and take forever, and then I come back in and we're like, so we've lost our train of thought and we're like, what are we gonna do now? And we usually end up looking at YouTube, but whatever.
You got derailed hard by The Witcher too. We blew through that show. I don't know why. All I know is you gotta toss a coin to your Witcher.
Yeah,
right.
Oh, I heard a thing. I don't know. The 2 big hit shows of this past year or whatever were both about adoptive dads on their own taking care of kids. But really, Witcher wasn't
Mandalorian
but it's supposed to be Witcher and Mandalorian. But Witcher wasn't even really a single dad yet. A single adoptive dad.
It seemed like it was building up to that.
Yeah.
We just didn't get that far in the story.
Yeah.
I do want to see Mandalorian. Man, I don't want to pay for Disney though.
Right.
Just at all. I don't want to pay for Disney at all.
Nope.
I don't either. I'm not going to.
They have enough money. They have all the money.
Yep.
Somehow they're already getting my money. I know it.
Probably.
They're in my bank account right now, taking it.
They probably
a mouse print
are your bank account.
Money now. They probably own my bank account. They own my bank. Maybe. The mouse. Okay. And then the other trailer, this is the one I'm more excited about, but not necessarily because of the trailer, just because I was excited for the show.
Right.
Sabrina season 3 trailer dropped.
Yeah, the trailer looked pretty good.
It was fine.
I'm disappointed that they really. I hated the end of last season, and they really are going to pursue it too. And I don't like it.
Yeah.
But
what aspect of it did you hate? Just the very Scooby-Doo, like now we could team up and be a Scooby-Doo team in hell.
Yes, that.
Okay. I don't like.
Although that does sound kind of incredible now that you say it that way. Scooby-Doo team in hell. Yeah. Okay, I'm on board.
Where it's like reversed. Instead of unmasking monsters and it's old men, if they got to unmask old men, it's always a demon.
That's fun.
I don't care for. I never really cared for the character of Nick, and that's kind of the thing I'm not thrilled about. Is like that's the drive. It's like we got to get Nick back, but that also means Nick probably won't be in a lot of the season, so that's not bad.
Fair enough. It looks like was it Michelle Gomez is going to be, Queen of Hell.
Yeah, Missy's there. I'm glad. That was one of my worries. I was like, for whatever reason, I was kind of thinking they wouldn't necessarily go to hell, which means we wouldn't get a Michelle Gomez the next season. That they'd like do hell adjacent stuff, but not actually go there.
But how's that going to work? Because she is ruling right now. So if Sabrina goes down there, then they're going to be at odds, right?
I'm assuming, yeah.
Guess so.
Not great.
It looked good though. I mean, the trailer didn't amp me up, and it's got whatever like very new music. Which new music is fine, but the music, whatever. It's kind of stylish, but the trailer. Go ahead.
It did that thing where it goes and like makes a beat noise when it shows a picture that flashes. Yeah. So it's exciting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the trailer itself didn't get me that excited, but it looked good. The production still looks good. Sabrina's production is great. That's something that's impressed me since the first season is it looks like money. Like they put some money into it. It's very stylized.
There hasn't been a Sabrina thing that I was like not interested in, like since it started, it's been pretty good, pretty consistently. So even like if they just drop like a Christmas episode or something or a Halloween episode, I'm like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not that the show can't be cheesy sometimes. Like I think last season we had some minor complaints with how they handled her cousin. What's his name?
Oh,
like they kind of
Ambrose or something.
Like, I really liked his character, and last season I don't know, they just handled him very weirdly. But
yeah, they did.
Overall, it's quality. It's a show where if I get a chance to recommend it to somebody who I think a lot of people probably don't watch it because it's like, oh, it's this teenage witch show. I mean, if you like,
it's not Melissa Joan Hart, so you're probably gonna enjoy it.
Stuff at all, like check it out. Yeah, it's gonna have a little bit of that kind of cutesy young adult-ish stuff, but man, it's still really good. But that's it. That's all I got.
Right, we filled an hour easy.
Yeah. It was fun. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yay, it's because I was here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Duh.
We need you here.
The power of 3.
Ooh.
Chibnall.
Chibby.
Oh, is it? I was thinking it was
Chibnall.
What was that TV show? With the witch sisters, It's an old show.
Oh, Charmed Ones.
Yeah, that's
that might be their phrase too. They might have a power of 3 as well.
I never watched Charmed.
Well, that's because you didn't sit at home all day in the middle of the day.
But yeah, that's an appropriate time for Charmed. Charmed, I didn't care for. I was like, this is riding on Buffy's coattails, and it ain't no Buffy nothing.
Right.
It's appropriate that it ran in the middle of the day because that's the kind of show it feels like.
Yeah.
It's the kind of show you watch on a snow day.
Maybe.
Right in the middle of the day.
All right. I don't know who our current couple of viewers are, but thanks for watching and listening.
There's some teachers. There's some teachers that don't have to go to work tomorrow.
Probably so, yeah.
Yeah. No, they are. I know at least 2 of them. Yeah. Thanks for peeking in.
That is a benefit. Or a downside to streaming on Facebook is we know who's watching.
They know who.
We lost one of them.
Me too.
Yeah, that makes sense. They're gone. They're
We know. I didn't name you.
All right. Okay. Well, what's coming up?
Cobra Kai, the Cobra Kai episode that I did with Lee Searcy on CovertNet. That's up. That's out. That came out yesterday, I think. So go give that a listen. But we're going to spoil season 2, so be careful.
Oh, thanks for the warning.
Yep.
Good. I'll watch it eventually. I swear. I did like the first season.
Season 2 is so good. It's worth it. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of good options for watching it. You're going to either have to throw money at YouTube, which is questionable right now, or get your hands on one of those limited edition DVDs, which are not easy to find anymore. So I don't know. Or other nefarious ways.
I was going to say there's other options.
Sure.
Not that any of us would engage in such.
No, come on.
No, it's not proper. We respect the entertainment industry.
Yes.
Maybe not so.
I mean,
as long as you're not Disney.
Yeah.
YouTube and Disney.
Or a bad episode of Doctor Who.
That thumb suck episode.
Oh. It's going to become like our new rating system, like 2 thumb sucks.
Your thumb suck. Thumb sucks. Okay, so Grawlix 100 is not happening just yet.
No.
I've been busy
Yeah.
and preoccupied. There's been a lot.
Yeah,
It's just been a lot. But if you haven't checked out the most recent episode of Grawlix Cinematic Universe, and you haven't,
How could they not? I'm on that one.
Melanie is on it. It's me and Melanie, or Melanie and I. Sorry, Jesse. I know you're trying to teach some grammar.
Only to fourth graders. It's okay.
Okay, sweet. Me and Melanie. Melanie joined me to talk about Await Further Instructions, which is a movie that Melanie did not care for, but the highlight of the episode, and you can tell because we talked about Await Further Instructions for like 20, 30 minutes, and we talked about the other movie for an hour.
Oh,
It's a healthy episode, but she suggested an 80s horror movie that I'd never seen. I'd never even heard of.
Nobody had.
No, nobody had.
There's
That's
very
a good
little
sign.
There's very little information about this. Very few reviews. It's called Pulse from 1988, not the Wi-Fi ghosts from the early 2000s. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. First off, you should check that movie out. It's available. You can rent it like on most streaming services. But
It's got Joey Lawrence in it.
whoa,
Oh, really? Whoa.
Yeah, it's before Whoa though.
It was before whoa.
yeah, he's pretty young. It was a lot of fun, and the episode was a lot of fun. You could the energy definitely picks up once we hit the Pulse conversation. You could tell which one we had more fun with.
Yeah, even though Randy maybe I lose all faith in his ratings.
Uh-oh. Man, I gotta go listen to this episode now.
I liked Await Further Instructions.
3.5, a 3.5 when you gave the other one less.
The other one was more fun.
Yes.
I don't know. You can't question it. I say this. The problem is, like, if I started, like, I can't compare my ratings. I can't. Right. Because it, like, you look through, well, maybe you shouldn't, Melanie. You give me a hard time. But look through my letterboxed diary or whatever they call it. Look through my ratings. Like, some of them, it's nonsense. Like, I'll rate something like 4 stars that's kind of trash, but it's fun trash. And then there'll be some like classic essential viewing movie in there that I'll give 3 stars. You just gotta go with your gut,
right? Well, and you've done enough movies on your own show that it's getting pretty hard to stay consistent. Whereas, like, whenever I'm on, I'm constantly comparing my old ratings. Like, oh well, I gave this, so where does it fall in comparison to that?
That's exactly it. Like, and I even say on the episode, Melanie, I told Melanie, it's like if I can't compare them, I just I'd never rate anything then.
Right.
I'm saying you're crazy because I compare everything and I still rate them all appropriately.
So I rewatched Batman Returns recently.
Mm-hmm.
Give it 3.5. So
I'm curious to find out why.
I'm okay with that.
Or are you doing it for no, you wouldn't be doing it for a GCU yet.
Let me find something to compare. Murder Party, however, gets a 4 stars.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me then. I know you enjoy it, but it's not a better movie.
I like Halloween 3 better than Murder Party. Halloween 3, 3.5. Like, I just got to go with my gut when I watch it. Like, it's all about, like, where is this sitting for me right now? And my ratings will change. They'll change over time. The Guest, 5 stars.
What's The Guest?
That was that movie with what's his name? The guy that was on Legion. Oh, we need to watch that last season of Legion.
Ooh,
yeah, we do.
Yeah.
The lead character from Legion, but it's where the guy, he's like,
shows up that one.
Like, I was in the army with your now dead son.
Yeah. That was not a great movie, except that
5 stars. It was a great movie.
It was okay. But it was better because of the guy.
maybe that's it. Like I feel like I definitely my last rewatch of it, it went up a solid full star.
And you found more information out about it too.
That was another thing. Like there's certain things that'll impact a rating or impact not the rating, but my enjoyment of it. Like knowing that they made this movie with the idea of like they really kind of wanted to make like a Terminator movie, so they approached it like this guy's basically just a cold robot. And if you rewatch the movie after knowing that, it makes it so much better because the performance is dead on, and you're like, I would have never guessed Terminator, but I totally see Terminator now that I know that.
But if you're gonna say that, then you have to say that Nicolas Cage is a great actor because of the way that he weird acts, but it all applies to the movie in some way, like the Nosferatu one, or not, the one where he acted like Nosferatu because it's a vampire movie, but it's not a freaking Nosferatu type vampire movie,
Yeah, no, he's okay in that. That's one of the ones that they use clips for too, whenever they're like crazy Nick Cage acting.
Yeah,
but it works. It's appropriate there, kind of. I can't compare him.
Okay,
Con Air, he's terrible.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
So everybody just know that Randy can't be trusted as far as ratings go.
The babysitter,
Doppel Randy.
Get this: the babysitter,
yeah,
and Joker, both 4 stars. Like they're not even the same. They're not even what?
Huh?
I enjoyed them both. So
they were both pretty good. But yeah, that's weird.
The babysitter is that's that Netflix one, right?
Yeah, that's the Netflix one. Okay. That's fun. It's fun.
I still haven't watched it, but yeah, that'd be a good one while Holly's in California.
Yeah, you should check it out.
She probably wouldn't care about that one.
It's it's dumb, but it's a lot of fun.
Right. Well, I mean, it's called The Babysitter.
And it's not that it's not trashy, but it's not as trashy as you would think it is, where it's like kind of like a thriller or horror type thing. It's called The Babysitter. It's got kind
of slumber party murders or whatever. My words are slurring. I've been up since 4.
Amazing.
It's got kind of a Tucker and Dale versus Evil type of vibe.
Yeah, no. Yeah. It's a little bit of a comedy horror send up kind of thing. And it's ridiculous. All the characters are ridiculous. Okay. So yeah, go listen to Grawlix Cinematic Universe.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what we were talking about.
There you go.
And
there are other podcasts. All the podcasts.
And if you're listening to this later on the podcast feed and you've actually made it this far in, and I don't think I'm going to edit this episode at all. This is going straight pure.
Too good. It's too good to edit.
Straight.
2 thumbs suck.
Let us know. Yeah, let us know if you think these live episodes, if you want these to keep hitting the podcast feeds. I'll keep doing it. I don't mind. But if I don't want to do it, if it's annoying people, I don't think it is. I don't know why it would be, but yeah, let us know.
So we don't want to have to look at things and separate them.
Yeah. That sounds like work.
I don't really listen, so I don't even bother with that. But if I did, that'd be one more thing I'd have to bother with, and I'm not doing that.
This is making more work for me. I have to actively not press that button to listen to it.
Yep.
Or not listen to it.
Yeah.
All right. We're making no sense. Anything else? Anybody got anything else before we go?
Not that I can think of.
Bag of candy I got to sort through.
What, you got a magical bag of candy again?
I did.
$2 candy.
Oh, you have no idea. It's great. There's like 8 candy bars in here. But they're
$2?
Yeah, but they're all like, white chocolate Reese's and Hershey's peanut butter and pretzels. But I don't care. That's still, it's still good.
$2. That's incredible.
Like the weird kind of not off-brand, weird varieties that they'll do that that you only see for a little while and then they disappear. And
there's never like a Snickers. It's like weird, like Snickers with extra peanut butter in it or something like that. But I don't care. That's $2 for like 8 or 9 candy bars.
Wow. Jeez.
I want a Reese's Snickers. Yeah.
Reese's Snickers.
Yeah. A little butterbeer. Butterfinger.
They're probably competing companies. That'll probably never happen. It'd be Crisis on Infinite Snickers.
Eating my mouth for my love.
For my mouth love. Wait, what?
Sound off.
That sounds like an imprint of some kind of NBC show.
On the Peacock.
They did.
Jeez, oh, jeez.
They did though have that Reese's Butterfinger, which was better, I think, than a Butterfinger.
Oh, you liked it? You like that better than Butterfinger?
Oh yeah, was it Reese's Crunch or something like that?
That is like my two favorite candy bars or candy.
Yeah, I don't like it. I can't eat a Butterfinger; it sticks to my teeth too much. But there was enough of it in there to flavor it, but not enough to stick on me. So it was great. Good job, Reese's or Butterfinger people.
Good job, Mega Corp. Are you owned by Disney yet?
Probably.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening and watching. And if you're still here, then sticking this far. As usual, you can find more of this, right here where you're watching it now or listening to it now. But go to grawlixpodcast.com. Grawlix podcast.com. Facebook.com/Grawlix podcast. Twitter.com/Grawlix podcast. Just put a /Grawlix podcast wherever you're at, and we're probably there. If we are, you'll find us there.
Yeah. Or just search for Grawlix podcast. We're the main one.
Yeah. You got to put Yeah, we are.
The Grawlix podcast. You got to put all of that. You'll find something else, I'm sure, too, but us.
Yep.
Bye.
One day we're gonna be the big ones. We're gonna have our own little bubbles, infographics of what we own. Huh?
Yeah, we're gonna have bubbles.
Yeah.
And infographics and flow charts.
Yep.
This is sounding way less fun as we keep going. This is the opposite of escalating. This is de-escalating.
Welcome to the Grawlix conglomerate mega corp.
Spring Slate.
Omni Spring Slate. The Grawlix Spring Slate. Bye.